right. Good morning, everybody. I have to do my chant. Y'all know how I do. GOODMORNING. Good morning. Good morning. So I am starting Teacher Talk virtually, right? We usually do our chat, but today is my first show, and I am so excited that I get to, on my birthday, have a conversation with one of my former coworkers just about her story, her changes that she's going through with everything in the classroom, and just what engagement looks like to her. So today, I have one of my good friends, Ellen Dahabi. When I met her, she was Ellen Johnson, so I always catch myself. But Ellen Dahabi, who is a second grade teacher in Charleston, South Carolina, at a Stephen Covey Leader in Me school, and she teaches second grade, right? So, how you doing?
Yes, good. Good morning.
Good morning. I have to turn my friend button off and just do my interview style because I know that I can talk to you all day long. You're so sweet. I remember when I first met you, your first year.
Oh my gosh.
And your eyes were big and they were glassy, and you were just like, this is not what I thought my first day of school was going to be.
Yeah. I came in here.
Go ahead.
I came crying because I was like, how are these cute children doing this to me? But you helped me. You came into my room and took out all the name tags. You're like, nope, they can't be together. Switch around all the name tags. The second day was better.
Right. I came in there like, they can't sit together. They're cousins. They're going to fight. No. I was like, oh, no. That's soon as you just separate them a little bit, give them a little bit of space, and already knowing your mind that this day is not going to be perfect, and whatever I thought it was going to be, just reverse all of that.
Definitely.
And you have just been doing such a fabulous job since then. Your engagement, how you just love on your kids, the ideas and the things that you come up with, it's just amazing. And I wish that I could just multiply you in terms of just the way that you learn. You know, you listen and you learn and you make changes for your kids and you impact your families and you build relationship, right? We're gonna get to that at the end of our conversation. But just that relationship piece that you do, I'm proud of you. And I celebrate you on this Teacher Appreciation Week. So I thank you. Girl.
Thank
All
you.
right. So before we dive into it, I am a gamer by nature. I love challenges. I love games. So you're going to have 1 minute on my timer to do my song association game. Okay. And for those of you out there who have never heard of song association, I'm going to give her a word, and she has 1 minute to think about as many songs as she can that have that word in it. Okay, you ready?
Oh gosh, okay.
So, start my timer. I'm flipping.
Okay.
All right. Your first word, I'm going to give you the word first. I'm not going to cheat you. I'm going to give you the word first.
Okay.
The first word is little.
Little. Okay.
Oh, this was an easy one.
The title has to have the word little in it?
No, the song.
I don't know. I'm panicking now.
What about go? Girl.
I don't know.
Wheels.
Okay, wheels on the bus.
Yeah, sing it.
Oh, I have to sing it?
Yeah.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Wheel. Let's see.
No, that's it. One song.
Okay. What is it?
Some. I picked this from your favorite artist.
Well, I don't. But somebody that I used to know.
Okay. So, but you're not gonna sing the song, the Some of It song.
Oh, no.
I intentionally chose that word for your favorite song. Okay. Your time is up.
No.
And you,
Well,
and you
more
received
practice.
and you received a 1 out of 10, my friend.
Oh, no.
You'll do better next time. You'll do better next time.
Yes, I will.
All right. So hopping into it, right? We're having this conversation today first about what your teaching life looked like pre-COVID-19. So let's start there. What was your week at a glance, if you say? What was your week at a glance? Or you can give a day. What was a day in the life like in your second grade classroom?
It's very different than now. It was very structured. I'm like on structure for my kids and just doing the same thing every day, and getting them in routines. So they would come in, we would do our morning work. We would have our morning meeting where they can share if they would like to. We'd go into phonics, then reading, like every single day, same thing, reading lesson, reading groups, recess, lunch, special area, math lesson, math groups, science, and then read aloud, and then it'd be time to go home. So like every day we did that. Like my kids knew like at this, and since they learned to read time in second grade, they know like, okay, when it's this time, this is what we're doing. So it's very structured.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of teachers now, especially that were in the classroom, are missing. Those teachers that love that structure are really, really missing that right now. So now that we are e-learning and your students are learning from home, what does that look like?
Yeah, so it's not very structured, which I have to like adjust, but I know that that's probably best for families right now, just because, you know, you don't know like who's still working, who's nurses, whatever. So I have my office hours from 9 to 10 every day where the kids or the parents can ask me questions or just like check in. And then 3 days a week we have Zooms at 10:30. And so I'm kind of trying to keep those structured like school. So every Monday's our reading Zoom. And it's just like my reading lesson I would do in our classroom. I brought home all my reading books. Except I like look at like my week of reading lessons that I normally would have done, and I just choose like one day. And so we do that. And then Seesaw has been super awesome. I found this way to split up PDFs, so I'm able to get just the one page I want and post it to Seesaw, and then my kids can like answer it on Seesaw, and they become really creative. They like add their voices to it, and they really like the Seesaw stuff.
That. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's awesome. I love that. So Seesaw is something that you would recommend.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was just saying Seesaw is awesome.
Yeah. And
you go.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say that I've heard a lot about it and I've seen different people using it, but I've never experienced it myself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's really awesome. I use it all the time, like normally throughout the year, just as a way to keep them accountable. Like during reading stations and math stations, they submit all their work to me. Like if they're doing a game, they submit the game.
Yeah.
But now it's good just to kind of keep in touch with them too, because I can comment back on all of their stuff.
Right, and I know they love that.
Yeah. So I love it.
Yeah. That's awesome. So the engagement is different. The scheduling, the structure is different. What is working well? What is working well in this change?
Keeping in touch with the parents, definitely. Like, so I make a YouTube video on Mondays and Wednesdays explaining their reading assignment on Monday and their math assignment Wednesday, which I think that really helped. I sent out a survey a few weeks ago asking my parents, like, what's going well with e-learning, what's not, what needs to be changed. And that was like one request they had,
Mm-hmm.
because even though I was explaining it to their kids on Zoom, like, okay, this is what you're doing for reading, then, of course their kids are like, oh, I don't know what to do. And the parents are like, I don't know.
Right.
So that has definitely, I think, helped everyone a lot, like just keep everyone on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And just having my Zooms at like a consistent time every, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, they know like 10:30, like it's our Zoom time.
Right.
And just having like the same expectations, I feel like, that I do in the class. Like, I told my kids, like, I know this is different. You still have to like do your best work. So like if I'm looking on Seesaw and I'm like, I know I can do better, I like send it back to them. I
Yeah.
have to like
Yeah.
redo it.
Yeah. I love that. The expectation is
Yeah.
still there. Like, do not give me 10% just because
Yeah.
you're at home. And I love that. And I love that you actually surveyed parents and you asked for their voice, you asked for their opinion. That is huge, especially as we think about parental engagement. Because a lot of times we think about, okay, I'm the educator, I know what's best, and a lot of people just send out information. And I'm gonna say to us, because I play a dual role in that. Like I have the educator side, and then I have the mom side. So I love the consistency, like you were saying, of the meetings. For myself, I know, okay, my daughters have meetings Monday. Well, one of my daughter's teachers is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday at 9. And then the other teacher, it's Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 10.
Oh.
So it's just like, I know that and I'm able to like structure around that. So definitely keeping those times of consistency is key for
Yeah.
parents. So I thank you personally
Yeah.
as a mom just for that, just for thinking of us and really thinking about us as partners. And that's what you do really, really well. You think about your families as partners, and it's a partnership between the two of you, and you make your decisions based on that. And that is key. That is so key. All right. So when we think about levels of engagement, talk to me a little bit about what your student engagement looked like in the classroom. When we think about voice and choice, like how did you utilize voice and choice when you were in the classroom?
Yeah. So some things I feel like were just like a requirement. Like for me, like you have to do this, this, this. But then, some things they were able to choose. Like during stations, they were able to move around the room, which my kids always loved.
Mm-hmm.
So even, phonics, which they might not have thought was like the most fun, like they had to do that, but then their choice was like, oh, well, I can sit ball, or I can, lay on the bean bags and do it. Um, so, and then like during like certain stations were like required, but then other stations they were able to have a choice as to what they could do. And those were always like the stations that they thought were more fun, just because they got to choose what they could do.
Right, right. So how has that changed, or how have you still tried to implement that voice and choice, even though we're in this e-learning space right now?
So I've been finding some like more fun activities that we would probably do like on Fridays in the classroom that I've been posting to Seesaw, and I put like optional. So like one of our reading units was on Michael Jordan, which the kids loved. So I
Yeah,
found like a
yeah.
Michael Jordan directed drawing with like a writing page, and I posted it to Seesaw, and I said like totally optional. If you want to like draw him and write about him, you can. And I was surprised how many of the kids like chose, like they weren't getting a grade on it. They just chose, to do
Yeah.
it. So I've been doing that, and I just feel like now, like, teachers always meet the kids where they are. And I feel like, we're still doing that. And like to me, it's even like maybe some kids just need to talk, like,
Yeah.
or maybe they just want to like watch the Zoom, but they don't want to participate. And like normally I would be like, no, come on, like what are your thoughts? But now I'm just kind of trying to like step back and think like maybe this is like comforting for them, just, acting like we're in school again.
Yeah.
So just like meeting the kids where they are and giving them what like they personally need right now.
Meeting them where they are. Yes.
Yeah.
You need to put that on a t-shirt. I think every
Yeah.
teacher have that, like on the front of their t-shirt or taped to the wall in their room, just so they are reminded we are meeting them where they are. We're meeting our students where they are, and we're meeting our parents where they are.
Yeah.
And you touched on the consistent meetings that you have for your parents, but how else, if you had to give one other way that you engage with your parents, what would that look like? And you can give a pre-COVID-19 example, or you can give something that you're doing now in this different learning climate.
So yeah, before and now I use Remind, and I use a lot more now. I probably used to send out like 1 or 2 reminders a week during the normal school year, but
Right.
now I send out like 3 messages a day, which they're probably gonna like block me soon because it's a lot. Just want to like keep them posted and informed on
Yeah.
everything. You know? So, but Remind is awesome, and the parents have told me that they really like it because the messages go straight to like their text messages.
Yeah, I
So
love
they don't have to they don't have to open an app. They don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I love Remind. We use Class Dojo, but just like you were just saying, it goes to the app, and sometimes I'm laying in bed at 11 p.m. and the teacher sent something at like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
But Remind, like you were saying, it went directly to my cell phone like a text message. So I think that Remind, we're gonna do a shameless plug for the Remind app.
Yeah.
because I love that the way that their system is built, that it does go directly to your cell phone.
Yeah.
All right. So we have started with our word association game that you're going to come back and try again.
Okay.
We're going to highlight your 10%. We're not going to worry about the 90% that you did not complete. We're going to highlight that 10%. And think from a growth mindset point of view of when you come back, you're going to do so much better on association. And we moved into, okay, your schedule was super structured when we were actually in the school building. I actually plan to come visit y'all in the school building, but we're going to get back to it. Everything's going to be back to normal in no time. Well, a new normal.
Yeah.
And then we kind of had the conversation about what does it look like now. You have your office hours, you have your Zoom meetings, you're doing your reading lessons one day, you're doing your math lessons another day, but you're still engaging, right? Your students still have that choice to do certain things. Your parents are engaged. You're sending them YouTube videos. You are contacting them on the Remind app. So I really wanted to give this space, or have this space for teachers to have conversations like this, to really share in the things that are challenging for us, but to also share in those victories and share the love that we have for students. So this is what this show, I'm gonna call it a talk show, right? This is what the meeting of the minds of educators is going to be all about, sharing that love that we have for students and also how we are engaging with them. So I personally just wanted to thank you. You are my very first guest on my birthday. This is so special to me because I'm used to sharing my birthday with students, and the next best thing to a student is a teacher. So I'm very, very proud. I have watched you from the first day you walked in, super bubbly and excited, to now still being bubbly and excited, even though, we're facing different times. So as we wrap up, I want you to leave what we're going to call a golden apple moment. So I want you to tell educators that are listening what advice you have when it comes to engagement. And you can look at it from your student engagement or your parent engagement.
I feel like you just really need to get to know your students, and like everything else will fall into place. Like I feel like if they know love them and you're like really on their side, then it makes things so much easier, like academically, but also behaviorally. and it makes them, I feel like, more motivated and more like want to do things to like make you happy and make you proud of them. Yeah. So just get to know them and just love them and just let them know you care about them.
Right. Awesome. Yes, 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 yes. Get to know them. Right. And I think about the quote that I learned in college where they said students don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah.
Definitely getting to know them, loving on them, in spite of them, in spite of themselves, right? Sometimes we have those ones, right, where it's just like, oh, I'm going to love you through this. I'm going
Yeah.
to love you through this. So I thank you once again for joining me today. If there are any teachers out there that want to join in on the conversation, there will be a link for you guys to join in on the conversation. But once again, we had Miss Ellen Dahabi today, and she is a teacher in Charleston, South Carolina at A Leader in Me Stephen Covey School. She teaches second grade there, and she was my former coworker and currently one of my close friends. And I'm just so excited for her. I'm excited for her students and her families. And I just want to thank you again for joining me this morning.
Thank you, Miss Man. Thank you for everything. You're so amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like really look up to you.
I appreciate it. I'm trying. I strive to make you guys proud and not to embarrass.
Yes.
And not to embarrass it. But yes, have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday, guys. Be awesome, be terrific, be educators, and no matter what, be there for your students and your families and yourselves, because we got this. We got this. We educators, we're born for this. We're born to make a difference, and everything is going to be well. So again, thank you, Mr. Hobby.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.